Like, share, and subscribe. Live for Love TV. Oh.
Like, share, subscribe. Live for Love TV. Awesome!
Yeah, welcome back to Live for Love TV. Today's the 23rd day of the 5th month of the 22nd year inside the 21st century. Hope everyone's doing well out there. Today I thought I'd go back again on something that really was in my upbringing that was very, very powerful, even to my current modern day thinking. And that was the ideology of Babylon. Now, obviously, Babylon is a biblical term for a place currently called Iraq. But at the time, it was the most powerful city, the most powerful nation, let's call it, the most powerful empire on the face of the earth. A bit like America, but not like America, because Babylon at that time didn't have anything it could equate to it. There was no nation as powerful as it. Well, right now, probably America a few years ago could have been called that, but now you'd think that there's other nations out there coming alongside it. But basically, the ideology of Babylon when I was growing up, people literally called Babylon the system that we were living under, which would be the UK, America, the Western powers, because they were the most powerful nations on earth. And what we were taught was, or what we heard was as young men growing up, or young children growing up, was that Babylon are fall. And you'd hear ideology of chanting down Babylon and praying for Babylon to fall and doing everything you can to, within your normal powers for Babylon to fall, because it was such an evil place that did no good for us and many people around at the time. And obviously I bought into the ideology. I was a child, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 years old growing up, hearing this by older people, hearing this on music constantly, hearing this by people you respect, hearing this by some of the most powerful artists on the planet, even to this day. So we bought into it and we grew up on it. But many, many times since I've been alive, it appears that the Babylon that they were referring to is in trouble. It starts to have financial difficulties, and it looks like it's crumbling, looks like it's falling. But reason I'm bringing it up is because I couldn't believe the very first time that I remember seeing Babylon in serious dire straits, that most of the people who were chanting it down were in the same dire straits. They were going down alongside Babylon. I found, how can that be possible? But I was young then, and I still couldn't quite understand the thinking behind this ideology. But I was, you go along with it because you just don't know anymore. So many years have gone by now. Other times, financial systems and everything else that go along with these Babylonian systems start to find themselves in trouble. And right now, we're in an inflationary, worldwide inflationary pressure that we haven't seen probably in our lifetimes. And so it would appear, once again, Babylon is falling. And people are saying that. I've heard people say Babylon is falling. But the people who are saying it are worried about Babylon falling. When it actually is falling, they become just as worried as the people who they claim are Babylonians. I find that amazing. How is it possible that Babylon is falling and you're not in a great position, especially when you've had 40, 50, 60, 70, 80 years head start and you've been chanting for it to come down? That's the thing I don't understand. So when I look around and I see so many people that come out of my community and other communities, and I look at, I've been a lot of places and see them, they're in dire straits. And the more the system gets into dire straits, is the more they're in dire straits. So something is not adding up. Are the people who are chanting Babylon must fall, are they really Babylonians in disguise? I don't understand it. How can you be falling when the thing you're chanting to come down is falling? You just step away from it, don't you? Or you've stepped away from it long before it falls. So when it falls, you're in a safe place. A bit like when you're in the woods and you're cutting down a tree and you move away because you hear it starting to creak, and then somebody shouts timber and everybody's out of the way. Nobody gets hit by the tree. Nobody's supposed to be hit by that tree because you're the one that's helping to cut it down or chant it down, and you hear timber. So if you're calling Babylon timber, you should not be hit by the tree. You should not be in dire straits. You should not be worried. In fact, you should be the one striving and benefiting at its fall. And this is why I said to you, I don't really buy into these ideologies that we were taught when we were young. It's a lot of lip service, a lot of talk, a lot of just regurgitating what things that they read in the Bible and trying to, sound intelligent under some serious haze, I'd say, under a serious haze. And then as the young people, as I said, we bought into it thinking it made sense. But now, for me personally, and maybe for you, I don't know, a lot of this stuff you can realize is just nothing more than just lip service, just something people like to say. The system's crashing, the system's falling. They want the system to fall, but then they fall with it. As I say, makes no sense to any rational person. If you want something to go the way it goes and you get out of the way, you strive in a different way. You don't get involved in it, you don't get caught up in it, and you certainly don't go down with it. So as Babylon falls, as it starts to go down, as people say it's going down, or I hope none of these people come knocking on my door asking me for anything when Babylon's falling, because they were the ones that were warning me years ago that Babylon was falling, and I took heed. Take care, Live for Love TV.
This is Live for Love TV. Live for Love TV. Yes, I am.
One step more. One step more. One step more. Until you reach your goals. One step more. Save them soul. One step more. One step more. How good it is to reach the
Live for Love TV. This is Live for Love TV.